Alright, team. We're ready
Hello.
to cook with a guest. Ayo!
Me.
Alex! Do we refer to you as Alex during the stream? I didn't ask, but do you want to, or do we go Sterling
Alex
Steele? Or
Alex is fine.
Alex is fine.
Yeah.
I could just give you a full name if you wanted.
Yeah, do you want
Full
your legal
name,
name on the internet?
Address. phone
Address.
number.
Yeah, I could do that.
Sounds
Call
good.
this for a good time, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quinesta's saying you're the often mentioned Alex because you are our forever DM and we talk about you lots on stream.
Woohoo.
Sure.
But I don't think people have formally met you yet.
No, I don't think so. I don't think I've ever appeared on the stream.
I don't know if you have.
Definitely mentioned many times.
Many times.
Correct.
Maybe.
I hope you know that.
I'm glad.
All good things.
Hi,
All
Jim the
good things.
Badger. My sister's here, guys. She's lurking.
It's Jim the Badger. Jim,
Jim
I
the
haven't
Badger.
found you a job yet, but I'm trying.
We're gonna find her a job.
Jim got made redundant yesterday.
Yeah.
Day before yesterday.
2 days
Oh,
ago,
good.
yeah.
That's fun.
Ah,
Yeah. Well, quirky.
but
and-
apparently she's
quirky
got
and fun time.
interviews tomorrow. So we're out there doing
That's
it.
good.
You know?
That's good. This is the portion of the stream where Bex and I talk shit about nothing. We do like a catch up.
Yeah, we do like a catch up because then we just wait for people to filter in and we're kind of fucking around. And, oops, yeah, I broke everything. And
We're just like, Jesus. Bex will
know?
accidentally hit a button on a keyboard
Whoopsie.
because
Incredible.
she has hotkeys and it will kill the stream
It'll just kill visuals.
entirely.
Um,
Great.
or I'll accidentally
So good.
mute us, or I'll break something or other. But it's
The comedy
look,
never ends here.
I'm intelligent, but me and technology aren't friends. Oh, hi,
Doesn't mean
Jay.
anything with wheels.
Hello.
Anything
yeah,
with wheels?
Yeah, wheels just don't agree with me.
That's true.
it's fun.
I was
Yeah,
thinking
like-
your fun fact is you did get hit by a car.
Well, to be fair, that wasn't. It was partially my fault. But like, you know how you do
Crossbows-
cycle safety in school?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I got a letter in the mail to say that for my own safety, I shouldn't sit the test. That's how well me and wheels get along.
That is a beautiful fun fact.
That's awesome.
I love it so much about you, Ella. Oh my god. Hi, Luna.
Uh,
So stupid.
So to
Did you
this
do the
day,
test?
no, I wasn't allowed because I can't signal right without falling off. As soon as my right hand is off
Was
the
this-
handlebars, I have no control.
Was this before or after you
Dead.
got hit by the car?
Oh, this was long before. I got hit by the car when I was
Cool.
like 17.
Yeah, great.
Damn.
I mean, crossbows don't have wheels, and that still doesn't
It's
fly.
true.
So,
It's got mechanisms though. I think it's just
Okay.
mechanisms.
any rock more complicated than, like, blade.
Oh, I wouldn't trust myself with a blade either.
Hey, well, you got professional training how to use a blade.
It's true. Yeah, best part of my chef training was I didn't cut myself the entire time
That's
until
awesome.
the last day.
Oh.
We had finished cooking. I was packing up for the day. I picked up my chopping board, and my knife was just a little too close to it, and I just ran the entire side of my pinky up the blade of my knife. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
You were like, I was on a streak. It was going.
That's so rough.
That's
I
ow.
was like, oh.
God.
Did you get trained in blades when you were doing the acting degree? Did you do any sword fighting?
I don't think we did.
Oh. There's someone who's graduated now and he's running like sword fighting schools and stunt schools.
Oh, hell yeah.
He's so
Is it
cool.
fucking-
I should definitely
Hmm.
introduce you guys because he's really fun.
Is it Matt
No, it's his name's
Okay.
Bailey.
Bailey?
Yeah.
Okay.
You might know Bailey, maybe.
Because I know Matt was doing it for a very long time, and I see him recently because he runs a quiz. Actually, I don't know. You guys should come to
Ah.
something. It's a fucking like board game nerd quiz.
Oh fuck yeah!
Dyson
We'll,
Sword.
we'll nail it.
It's
Hell
like it's down in the Wynyard Quarter. There's like a bar for like board games and nerds, and it's an entire.
There's one up
nerd
in
conference.
Eden Terrace as well, I think.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah. I think it's also
Hi,
Dyson
Muck
Talk.
Duck. How are you?
Fuck yeah.
I think
Well,
they've got multiple now.
Oh, fuck yeah. They are awesome. They're a great time.
Quinn resonates with you injuring yourself at the end of the training. It happens.
I managed to do the software engineer thing recently, where
How many times did you injure yourself?
I haven't physically injured myself yet, but
How much mental damage have you taken?
too much. Way too much. But I did properly break my computer today, where I had to fully reset and re-download a large selection of things.
Oh
Good.
no!
That was quite funny. I had
You
a collection of things.
anti-programmed.
Yeah. There's a website called Stack Overflow, which is where you go. People like post code, and like you can copy and paste code from there, or like reuse it for your uses. But a Stack Overflow is actually an error you get where you put too much shit on the like quick memory of your computer, and when it runs out, the whole computer just goes like, actually no, I'm gonna die
I'm good.
now.
I'm really
I'm
good.
fucking good. It's like when a guy's too full, and you're like, just have another spoonful, it'll be fine, and the guy explodes.
And he dies.
He throws
Yeah,
up.
you missed
Yeah.
the creosote
It's
in
the-
your
it's
computer.
the- I missed a
Damn.
creosote at my computer, and it was just like memory overflow, and then crashed.
Was that the fun fact you were going to tell us before stream?
No.
Oh.
No, I've fucking forgotten that. Oh no, I remembered what that was now.
Okay.
Should we do fun facts?
Let's do fun facts! Yay!
Yay!
Hi, doctors.
Fun fact. Did you know that when you see that a place such as Auckland has like a rain percentage, like a precipitation percentage,
Oh yeah,
that's not a percentage chance of rain.
that's how much rain will fall, right?
That is what percentage of the landmass of the city will get rain.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Then
Isn't
why
that
do they say like a 30% chance of rain in the
'Cause what-
weather report?
Because they're like, you're somewhere in the city, so
There's a 30%. It's going to be rained.
it is,
30%,
you're
so there's a
30%.
chance you specifically are going to get rained on.
Yes, that's the way.
Yeah.
Isn't that fucking stupid?
that's really dumb.
So dumb. And then they measure the way they measure rainfall as well is like there's going to be 2 centimeters of rain, and I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
That means no,
Yeah.
because you can get rain gauges, and they have centimeter marks on them, and if it fills up the rain gauge to 2 centimeters, then it means like you've gotten 2 centimeters saturation.
Saturation,
Yeah,
like like how saturated the soil is.
yeah.
What?
See,
Why
I
Pretty
would
always
sure
assumed
that
it
that's
meant,
what it
like-
has to do with.
I always assumed it meant if the rain like collected, it would be 2 centimeters deep.
Yeah, it's like
This,
2
like-
centimeters worth of
like
rain
across the
per.
entire city.
But then it's
It-
like
it's not-
then we reach, I don't know, there's like mass saturation where like that's when you get groundwater because it's like it doesn't have any more ability to go down. It doesn't get
So it
sucked
just-
out by earth.
It's like the sponge is full, and so
Yeah.
it goes over from there. I'm leaving. This is
I'm-
upsetting.
Otto
Nobody
doesn't like
gets
rain
it.
talk. Are you wait, Alex, are you painting minis right now or are you
No, I'm just playing with shit on my
Oh,
bed.
okay. I feel guys, if you don't know, it's Sterling_Steel, right? On Instagram.
Sterling Steel Minis. I believe
Sterling
there's
Steel
underscores.
Minis. You guys
I
should
don't
go
know.
check out Sterling Steel Minis on Instagram and look at all of Alex's fucking cool minis that he paints. Alex
I haven't
is
been on
our
that in a
forever
while.
DM that owns a 3D printer and makes us minis. It's fucking dope. I don't know how we got this lucky, Zane, but every time I'm like, I turn
Yeah.
up and he's like, oh, I made Argento, and I'm like, I literally just told you about it last week.
And it's even better because he'll be like, "Oh, you got a new jacket, so I made you a new mini."
yeah.
They gotta be up to date.
You're right, but it's
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Yeah,
It's so cool.
We get a link.
Chat
Let
is
me find
asking
you
for a link for the Instagram.
I will get one. I don't know if you have a fun fact, Alex, to share with us today.
I think I've shared several already
Well, that's true. That's true.
With
We've
various
learned a lot
episodes.
about you.
with wheels and blades.
Mm, 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 mm.
Where are we?
Here we go.
What other good?
Underscore? Yeah, Sterling _ Steel _ Minis.
Here we go. I'm popping it in the chat right now. Go follow.
Mhm. Go say hi.
You should post. You should post the girls' game group because they're so
Mm.
cute.
I haven't posted since May. I can't remember my login. It logged me out when I got a new phone,
You need to fix
and so I haven't posted anything.
Alex! Well, you
I love
actually
the idea of
admittedly
into
you
it.
did move house since then. Like there's been a lot happening in this space.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of you. Like, oh, I can't log in. Don't hit the like get password, reset password thing. You just go, I can't. And that's fine.
Not for me.
I'm right there with you.
I'll like.
But yeah,
add in-
it's
okay, I'm trying to figure it out now.
try to figure it out.
That's-
I'm gonna show them on stream right now. You guys want to see some of this fucking slapping ass shit? Look
Oh
at this.
man, that slabber that
This is
shit.
Not a good shape
Oh,
to show off
so-
stuff, but
But
this
it's
is-
so pretty though.
his dragons are very cool.
Yeah.
Your beholders. I'm like trying to look for the things that we've fought. I do remember the wagon actually. I do remember us seeing the wagon.
The wagon was for the first ever Girls game.
Oh, you guys fucking let me fix this so you can actually see it properly.
You're fucking.
Ah!
Oh my god.
Look,
It's the
that,
four
There we go.
quarters.
that's the 4 quarters. That's the game that's on hiatus forever, but
Yeah.
seemingly we'll
Oh.
figure it out. But
Is he
it's
the
so
guy that 3D
good.
printed the dragon you gave to Jim? The
No,
Hydra.
no, that was I found that at Armageddon. I should get Alex to print something fucking cool for Jim.
Oh
for
my
her
god, Rebecca, I've
birthday,
got
which is
9 messages from you on here.
I know. I send you funny things. I try send you funny D&D related jokes. There's probably ones about so many.
the last one I opened from you was on the 5th of February.
We're such good friends.
Should I get Instagram? Instagram seems like a hole I could just spend too
You
much
have
time
an
in, but
Instagram. You have a Zekanor Instagram.
I have Zek. We have the Zekanor Instagram.
We do.
We
I just
should
followed
post more on that.
Alex on the Zekanor account.
Awesome. Good
Right.
idea.
This is
Right.
Ali Jobel, everyone. This is our friend. You guys know her as Lolums, who comes here and hangs out on stream. Lauren, her character who is a werewolf. So Alex made her multiple minis when she wolfs out in the middle of the fight.
She's got like 2 levels of wolfing as well.
Yeah, yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
And I love it because
Alex-
he's like, this is Deanna the Ginger. Before she became Deanna the
Deanna
the
the White.
Golden.
The white.
The platinum.
Yeah, she Gandalfed it out. For
Yeah.
real.
So cool.
Alex does the thing where he'll
Hydra,
hand
I'm in
make
love.
feats for people. Like I've got a handmade feat in that campaign, as does Ali Jabal.
Mm.
I assume Deanna does too in some regard, but
No, it,
You've got the hammer, which
The
is
hammer.
on me.
and I
Yeah.
have
there's a lot going on with Dorfadel.
also when I joined the game, you guys were already a couple levels, and we were trying to figure out what Deanna would join with. She actually has, which she's barely used, but she does have a magical.
That's right.
She has a boomerang that looks
Yeah.
like a hand axe,
That's right.
and so
This
it's
is the
magically
stupidest-
gla-
This is the stupidest gag that you and Alex love to pull out. There was a couple of games where you were just like, I pull out my axe. Wink, wink.
Link. Me and Alex
Every
were like,
time. The
But it was just-
stupidest joke.
it was just a magically glamoured boomerang.
Yeah.
It was a good time though.
Mm.
For a sorcerer early level, it was handy. Luna really likes your
Indeed.
stuff.
All round.
Hell yeah. Oh, and you've
Yeah.
got the Chronicle Arcanum.
Oh yeah, I got a magic
Yeah.
book every day. I
Yeah.
get three fresh new spells. No one else can see the book except for me.
Yeah. Dan, I was like, there's nothing fucking in here. For like
Everyone
ages.
thought I was crazy for so long, and now we
That's
figured
so
it out.
good.
Turns out one of the other players' brothers used to have the book, so every now and then a spell he wrote comes up, and Alex has a list of like 60 spells and all of the like wizards that used the book.
Cat.
Fucking awesome.
Here.
Felix.
Man, I suppose.
That's awesome.
Do I have a fun fact? Oh, I have a fun fact.
This is what we do every time. We go like, I don't have a fun fact.
This
and
is
then-
not like
remember.
a fun silly fact. This is last night leaving Alex's house after girls game, which is great. We should talk about girls game at some point. But I left Alex's and then I look at my phone and they've emailed me. I've just gotten approved for my new role. So
Oh yeah.
yay! Now I have to negotiate my pay rate for their stuff and get that all
Hell
done.
yeah!
But guys, I got a new role at my campus and I've been waiting a month to hear if I
Oh,
got
yeah.
it or
They
not.
don't appreciate you enough. You're too
Uh,
good for them.
They do
Oh.
actually, my boss today on the phone, he was like, I am so sorry it took this long. And then we were talking for a while, and then like towards the end of the call, he was like, hiring you was the best decision I've ever made. And I was like,
Hell yeah.
He's right. He's right.
That's very cute.
He speaks the truth.
Yeah. So feels
Yeah.
good. So finally, but I was taking today off anyway because I have to work on Saturday. And so I was like, I'm just gonna enjoy it today. I'm gonna sit here and just know that I got the new role. Ta-da!
Hell yeah.
So proud of you. That's awesome.
Just means more money to spend on Zekanor art.
Fuck.
Actually,
Yeah.
that's a fun fact too. Alex is dating one of our artists.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yay!
That is a fun fact.
Actually, that is some of
Fuck
their art
yeah.
behind you as well, in the form of clothing.
Someone asked about that jacket. They were like, "What era is that jacket?"
Ah,
It is technically Regency.
yes.
But yeah, it was for our Vex and Percy cosplay. Good for all.
That is
Mhm.
Percival von Ussel Kowalski, the role of the third of
Yeah.
the jacket. Yeah,
There you go.
that's fucking awesome. Yeah. Shall we, Alex? I hear you've got some very cool ideas for us.
I've got an idea. It's sort
Okay.
of yeah.
Alright.
It was sort of spawned from a series of things that all kind of happened at once to coalesce into this idea.
So ready for this.
But like, there's like a sound stage by my work. And it's basically just this massive, like nearly featureless concrete building. And I think there was like I think I was watching a show or something at the same time, and there was also a song that I got really into at the time that had this bit in it, and it basically all coalesced into this idea for like just a massive factory that is just like an entire city that is all contained within this enormous building. Where like everyone who lives in this city works for the factory.
Oh, have you started writing in this, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I'll leave my tile.
We
We both started writing. We were so excited.
thanks. Now we're both writing your notes about your thing.
I was originally gonna try and put it into the Spelljammer campaign that I started.
Ah.
Sadly, didn't pan
Um,
out.
Where I'm an old
Didn't
woman
quite
looking for
pan
a
out.
baby.
Yeah. So I figured, hell, I'll repurpose it for this.
Nice. Okay, so a factory that I don't know if Bex has told you about some of the like physics and the rules of Zekanor, of the world.
I know a little tiny bit.
Yeah. So the idea is that each of the tiles is a 50 by 50 square kilometer,
Yeah.
right?
And
So-
I think, yeah, the factory is like 49 by 49 square kilometers.
Awesome. And then
Like,
on the
it's
outside,
enormous.
is it almost like a kind of military-esque kind of outside? There's like high walls of nothing and then like mown grass and barbed wire fence.
Pretty
like-
much, yeah. I think there's like a dock on the outside, or several, for
okay.
like exporting.
Okay. Wow.
But the general idea is that Bex mentioned the limited metal.
I
Her metal's super rare.
Mhm.
And that
Yeah.
sort of got me thinking that maybe the company
Mhm.
who own the factory got in early and just stockpiled a bunch of it
Uh-huh.
and have been sitting on it and just using it in their factory
Mm-hmm.
for like many, many, many years.
Okay.
And I think originally they started off as just the surface factory and they exported to the rest of the world.
Uh-huh.
But I think as time has gone on, they've started expanding the factory downwards. And so now pretty much the upper floors just provide tools and stuff for the lower floors to keep expanding.
Uh-huh.
And so it's just this ever expanding factory that is just like a self-sufficient biome.
Cool. Awesome. So people live on like the ground level floor.
Mm.
Is
Well,
there...
this was another idea I had. That I've got like little bits of ideas.
Great.
So I think if it fits into the world, they have like created automatons. They've
Okay.
discovered how to build automatons,
Uh-huh.
and then basically, as they expand downwards, less and less people live on the upper floors, and so eventually it gets to a point where like the upper floors are all just automatons.
Wow.
And I had a thought that like you could, if as you go down the floors, you can see the technology advancing.
Wow.
Like the
okay.
very top floor is super rudimentary automatons. And then as you go down, they start getting more advanced. And then when you go down even further, then you get like some people mixing in with them. And then right on the bottom floors is where it's all people, as they basically delegate tasks to the automatons, and they create more complex tasks for the humans to do.
For the humans to do.
Yeah. And like,
Wow.
it's not a terrible place to live. Like you've got everything you need there.
Yeah.
But it's just if you live there, you work for the factory.
What is what did the factory? What was the factory's main export? What is the factory's main export?
I don't think anyone that works in the factory actually knows anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know how I don't know if it's true or not, but how like the Coca-Cola recipe is like split in half, so no one knows the full recipe. I think like different sections of the factory make different things, and so
Like
no
bits.
one who actually lives or works there knows what they're actually making.
I love that. I think that's awesome. That makes me think of Severance.
It's a little bit like I think that might have been. I haven't watched it, but someone mentioned it, and I think that also played into it. Yeah.
Yeah, the factory produces, is someone in chat, the factory produces jobs so more people can work at the factory.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically with the automatons taking over the more simple jobs. As the more complicated jobs become simple, they create automatons to do them, and they're like, well, now we need more complicated jobs for the people to keep doing.
Does the population also keep growing in the factory? Like, do they have a population control issue?
So I think basically it started as the factory on top, and it's like pyramided down. So as it goes further down, it gets wider out as well.
Okay.
So like the bottom floor is this like sprawling thing.
Like the full width of the tile, kind of a.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Okay, I have some questions then.
Mm-hmm.
I love questions.
What race are these people?
My mind instantly goes to dwarves because of the mining thing. But I think it's probably mostly humans.
We're trying to steer away from having our the traditional fantasy races be exactly the same as they are expected to be in traditional fantasy settings.
Yeah.
So we've slightly twisted all of the base fantasy races. So our elves came from a place that was eternally snow and ice. So they are
I think I mentioned
wider.
They're dummy thick.
Yeah,
they're
dummy thick and they're moist.
And they're moist. Yeah, they're eternally slightly sweating, and they're a little bit hairy, and
They've got blubber.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're like seals.
They're like seals.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, they're fucking awesome. And then our dwarves currently came from a place that they breathe. They come from a place where the air is toxic. It is produced by this flower that eats light. And it's like a crystalline flower thing. Whenever light comes across, it eats light and produces this dark gas that no one can see through, but they breathe. And so whenever they leave their tile that is perpetually dark, they have one of these flowers on a face mask that sits in front of their face. So it looks like they have a void of light for their face.
That's real cool.
So they're walking around with these it's pure white hair and completely void nothing. So no one actually knows what their faces look like.
Yeah, it's cool, Carl.
Yeah, so we've got a bunch of little like weirdness, things like that.
Hmm.
Doesn't mean that none of these races can also be set up here for any reason.
Yeah.
I'm.
Well, it could be.
It's like tech
Okay.
dwarves though is interesting. 'Cause I don't.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What if they're like tech bros? They're like big Silicon Valley MG. They're like
I almost.
slightly
It
too long.
almost does feel a little bit like commentary on AI, which is kind of. I dig that. I dig that.
Hmm.
But yeah, like a. Yeah. I don't mind it being dwarves.
I'm
Could be humans.
Yeah. I mean, if you've already got dwarf lore, then I won't like step on that.
could be other dwarves.
Well, that's the thing.
They're
We only have one set of dwarves, so there's,
And
there's
they're-
room.
all from anywhere in an infinite multiverse, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that could just be another set of interesting shorter folk, stout
Hmm.
for some reason.
Ah.
Yeah.
I think it's Silicon Valley dwarves.
Silicon Valley dwarves. I love the idea that they eternally are producing things that are slightly better.
Sort of, it's less technology, more like industrial kind of vibes.
Okay, so like coal and smoke and
Yeah, or I think at least the upper floors are kind of like that. Maybe,
Mm.
yeah, I think maybe directly in the center of the surface is like the factory building. And it's still huge, but maybe like the entire rest of the tile is like coal mines and stuff, and
Ah.
oil drills in there on the surface.
okay.
Yeah.
And basically, there's just like smoke-choked, desolate kind of land
Mm-hmm.
that's just
like,
constantly drilling and mining and stuff.
like brown, red brick and grey steel. That kind of vibe.
And everything's just covered in soot.
I love that.
Hmm.
And maybe hell, the inside is the cleanest place. So the lower you
Yeah.
get, the further away you are from
Yeah.
this horrific smog.
Yeah, and I was thinking basically like the upper floors of the factory, maybe the automatons have completely just stopped. Like it's gotten to a point where
Ah.
whatever job they did is completely obsolete now. So they've just shut themselves down. And then maybe as you get further
it's also
down-
giving a bit of Fallout, which I don't mind either.
What in your head? What kind of what do you see when you see automaton?
I think they're very different as you go further down. Like I think at the top, they're very rudimentary. Like it's sort of like the robots we have in factories now, where it's like an arm that comes and like unscrews a lid or something.
Yeah.
But it's like made of brass or stone or like something like that. And then as you get further down, they become more and more humanoid to the point that after a while they are basically just full like robotic people that can move around and do these jobs. And it's only when they require something that needs like really something that only a human can do that they actually get humans to do it. But then as they keep doing that, they figure out how to create an automaton that can do that. And that's how it keeps expanding.
I just had this
Do
image
you-
in my head of like a little Wall-E kind of thing that's like rolling around up the top and like super abandoned. He's just still doing his job and like
But he's actually important. Like everyone else's job has been outmoded.
Yeah,
but they do not have a better version of him, and so he still does an important
he just still
role.
does his thing.
Yeah.
And that's
In
like
the
the only way
factory.
that like a wandering player would know that there's actually more life hidden here underground because it's just this
Yeah.
one guy still doing his job.
Mm.
Oh,
Do you see these automatons having any connection to magic?
I think it's almost more interesting if they don't.
I agree.
Like if they're entirely done with like mechanics and that kind of stuff.
hi Felix. I know, it's not dinner time yet. Your dad's not home. Oh, I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to wait.
It's
Very
like, what
pissed.
the fuck? What the fuck, Mum? I'm hungry.
Got his angry
Hell, I'm
eyebrows
hungry. I'm eating a whole pack of crackers because I'm hungry.
on. Okay, so they're not magical. just constructed. I vibe with
Entirely
that.
constructed.
Yeah. And that's why the ones up the top have sort of basically broken down from disuse. No one's been up there to service them or anything.
Yeah.
And I think maybe there's like an entire backlog of whatever they used to make.
Mm.
Because by the time they realized they didn't need it anymore, it wasn't worth making the journey back up to actually power them off. They just let them keep going until
Like
they died.
spot her out.
Yeah. I'm envisioning like big freight elevators or like a vertical transportation system for goods in some regard, just to get like coal and oil and stuff down.
Yeah.
Maybe nothing is sent back up again.
Hmm.
You know?
Yeah, I think pretty much everything just goes down.
Yeah.
Because
Well, they
it
just-
gets to a point that they don't need to send anything back up again, because like, we don't need whatever those floors are making.
But
I think maybe there's some
we-
intermediate floors where there are probably the more advanced automatons who are no longer making things, but have kind of cottoned on that they're not needed anymore and have just started doing their own thing.
So there's these empty floors full of just interesting random automatons.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like, I think after a while they developed a degree of sentience because they needed to develop an automaton that had a degree of sentience. And as they've created more and more sentience, the automatons that are sentient but no longer needed have been like, you know what, we're just going to chill.
Hmm.
Yeah.
We're going to make some weird stuff.
Good night, Luna. Have a good class
I
tomorrow.
like that.
Hmm.
Do you reckon they're trying to produce a product that makes them important again? They're like,
Ooh. Like, they've realized that what they're making isn't necessary, so they're like, we need to make something that is necessary. We need to invent something. More lightning on your screen, Bex.
Was there?
yeah. Chat, just before we went live, there was like the loudest lightning and thunder. It was crazy.
I haven't heard it yet. It must be quite far away, but it's bright.
Noctis in chat says making parts to maintain themselves.
Ooh, I like that as well.
I think that's cool. I like the idea of them trying to make a thing that gives their life purpose. Like they don't understand the idea of like they're like, I need to exist for a reason.
Yeah. Like, I think basically,
Oh, I just heard it. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm typing.
There's a
Like, I think-
storm of brewing.
everything pre-sentience has just shut down.
Hmm.
But the first lot of them that sort of had even the slightest bit of a brain,
Hmm.
I think some of them have kept on trying to make something to make themselves useful again. Some have just been like, no, we're gonna become like real fucked up sculptors.
I love that. They're like trying to find purpose through like art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's cool.
But if
Okay.
there's like,
Oh no, sorry.
Sorry,
You
you
go
go.
first. You go first.
I'm gonna say like, there's lots of different forms of art too. What if there's like horrific haunting music, or like not music that emanates through some of these floors, and people just like tell stories about like seeing robots moving and automatons moving in terrifying and horrific ways, but it's just in trying to interpret a dance their way to
Robot
meaning.
dance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
like
and they just like, sorry.
they figured out how to make music out of the sounds that the machines make
Oh.
and stuff. And they've
Trying to
used
find
all
meaning.
these machines to just create stuff other than what they were intended to.
Yeah.
I like that.
I really like that. I was gonna say, do they still have an inbuilt thing, like even with the sentience that's coming through? Do they still have like an inbuilt thing in their head that they're actually trying to hide the people at the bottom? Like, are the dwarves? Do they want people to know that they're there? Are they trying to stay out of the view of the rest of the tiles? Do they
don't
know
think they're-
about the rest of the tiles?
I don't think they're actively trying to, but I think they've been doing it for so long that they don't know anything else.
Yeah.
Like, basically, to the people that live there, like, I just had a thought of, like, you know how in Western society, when we look at the passage of time, We
Yeah.
see the future in front of us and the past behind us, but in like
Yeah.
some Eastern cultures, they see the past in front of them and the future behind them.
Yeah.
I think in this society, the passage of time moves downwards. So instead of being like, oh, when I look back on my past, they're like, oh, when I look up on my past.
Oh.
Yeah. Or like
When
instead
I
of being
look
like,
up
oh,
at my childhood.
yeah. When they're like, what are you looking forward to? They're like, oh, what are you looking down for?
Yeah. And it's like a
Whoa.
positive and interesting.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's cool.
that's the sexy shit. I love that shit. That's really cool. I like that.
That's
now,
really
it
cool.
is so the at the back to rewinding to coal and oil.
Hmm.
Is that being done by dwarves, or is that entirely automated now?
I think that's entirely automated now as well.
So the
Unless
dwarves-
there's like a colony of people who still exist on the surface to do this.
Hmm.
But at this point, they're so far distanced from the people below that they wouldn't even know what they're doing.
they sacrifice coal and oil to the hole.
Yeah.
Mm.
Maybe it's gone to the point where like it's a religion now. Like to the ones on the surface, they send the coal and oil as an offering to the gods below, and down the bottom they're like, the gods above have sent us.
Have sent they continually send us. Yeah.
But like it's two groups of people who originated from the same spot, but have become so distant from each other that they now see each other as like extra worldly beings.
Yeah. And they just their belief in the other. Yeah.
That's
Wow, I
so
love that.
interesting.
And there's probably
that.
there's probably atheists there who are like, oh, there's nothing down there. We're just sending this down there for superstition and that kind of stuff.
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome as hell. And so the people at the top also produce automatons, or they don't?
I don't think they do. I think by the time that the ones inside the factory got low enough to start creating automatons, it had been so long that they'd already started to grow apart culture-wise.
And communication broke down.
And what if the people on the surface, like, when shifts happen, because like that's a function of our world, is that there's like these mini periodic earthquakes. When the shift happens, it can potentially like cave in portions of the factory on the surface, and then they're like, it's a gift from below. Now we get these new pieces, and it's all of the dormant parts that aren't being used anymore. So it's slowly sinking in on itself.
Wow. That's terrifying. Yeah, maybe.
Is that
What if-
good?
I think
Yeah,
I like that they're. Yeah. What if they're reaching the bottom?
By the time
Does it-
that the story kind of starts in this world?
Well, it's 50 kilometers deep too. Like that's how far it goes, and below that is the liminal. It's like this like black gray nothing that people get sucked into that appears like in between each of the tiles and the shifting.
Yeah, maybe they've just hit that.
Oh.
in,
Yeah.
like, the time it
And
was
now their
set,
whole
and it's,
society's like, we can't go down.
There's
Yeah.
no more.
Or are they falling into the liminal, like, when you're ready to reach the furthest down? Because under our tile world is like just because it's sort of like a flatland where we have, you know, the previous iterations of the tiles have been scattered to the stars, and that is now the kind of like the cosmos, stars and everything across the sky are all the broken tiles.
That's cool.
And then underneath is the liminal space where people get, like, during a shift, people get pushed into it.
It's like a sacrifice,
as a sacrifice, and you just go to the liminal. You don't. It's like that, the space between life and death. It's the
So
nothing.
every time it shifts, just some tiles get sped off and
Swapped.
some replenished.
swapped in.
I think it's always the same 100, but like, in saying that, the last scattering, they kept like a corner. So there's some tiles that have existed here longer than previous tile iterations.
The idea is, in theory, it's like a test to try and create an interesting and new world by shoving together fun things that the god Zayak has found from other places. And so the sky is filled with destroyed of the first version, and this is the second attempt. But when this attempt ends, this one will be scattered to the skies, and then a third selection will be brought in as well.
That's cool.
But that doesn't mean that new tiles can't be slotted in or taken away. I quite like that idea. I just don't know. It'd be easy to do.
It would add some spicy lore.
Well, I
If
figure
suddenly there was a new space that appeared and everyone's like, we haven't seen this before.
yeah, like how in the real world with like plate tectonics and stuff gets pushed up from the core to create new land masses.
It's a really good thought.
Returning back to reaching the bottom of the cycle.
Yeah. Are they there?
They've descended to Nirvana.
Oh.
Right? They've dug all the way to heaven.
They've found a place where they don't need anything anymore. Like their whole society has been built on creating these things that they need, and they've just been expanding to like get more resources to keep making these things that they need. And every time they expand, they find more things to create things that they need. And then when they hit the bottom, like, there's nothing. We've done it. Like we've done everything we need. There's nothing left to do.
Oh, that would be an interesting thing to walk in on. Like as a player, you'd be going and talking to people and they're like, my father made the drop today.
Oh, yeah, jeez. Ascended today.
Yeah. But it wouldn't be ascended, it'd be the dropped. You know what I mean? Like, because you don't go up, you go down.
Yeah. Descended today.
Descended.
And then you're sort of, now they've got this thing of like, well, do we keep going into the nothing?
Yeah.
Or do we, because their whole society is based on expanding and going downwards and the next thing.
Yeah.
So are they trying to like build like a chain rope to be climbed down, or like an elevator that goes and drops down into the...
Or are they just like, cool, this is the next thing?
Yeah. What do the automatons think?
I don't think there are automatons that deep yet.
Because this is the only place, that humans are. So the dwarves are.
The people.
People.
I'm not entirely sold on dwarves yet.
There could be abandoned climbing equipment found around the edges of this tile. They tried to scale. Because then you could have a...
Okay.
Oh.
Step it forward 5 years or 10 years from when they get to the bottom here, right? Have they all jumped?
I think most of them.
Right. And then do the people that jump, does their job get replaced with an automaton?
I think they just dwindle at that point.
Right? So imagine they dwindle out completely. People at the bottom, gone. The hole that things has been thrown down just goes into the liminal now. It actually goes to nothing. And there's levels of automatons, this entire height, that believe in different uses and points and things, slowly breaking down or keeping themselves forever going. A cult on the surface that drops things to, they believe to be nirvana. They're throwing things to it, to their their greater being. And then an entire society that chose to leave. because they believed they were descending to heaven.
The cats are furiously screaming at him. Hi, Felix.
Oh. I know.
Ow.
Hi, Felix.
Woo.
Now that's
Oh,
a
God.
cat right there. Ah,
Alright, I'll feed them. so they
Okay, okay. Thank you.
that's like a. I don't know. That's terrifying to me.
Yeah, I think maybe if you're a player,
Mm.
if you're a player and you're descending these levels, as you keep going, you start finding the automatons that can think and can speak and stuff, and then
Mhm.
eventually you meet ones who talk of the people.
Oh.
Like there are automatons that remember the people,
People.
and so you keep going down expecting to meet these people, and then you get to the bottom floor and it's just deserted.
It's
So
a
they're all
hole, and you just-
gone. Wait, sorry, I missed that. I was wait, they're all dead?
So
I think they've
So-
all descended.
They all jump.
Oh, dude, and it's just like we just find the scraps of who they were.
Mm.
Oh,
It's just an entire
that makes my heart
it's
ache. I
environmental
kind of love it.
storytelling. The tile.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, and the people at the top still believe that there's something down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they keep finding all of these treasures as it caves in further and further.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe the like after the first cave in, the surface people started exploring. So maybe now some of the top levels have been repopulated by people again,
Mm. And they're using
And
the
now-
technology to
But it's very
Mm.
like Mad Max.
and it's like an endless cycle.
It's an endless cycle. It's an endless
Yeah.
cycle. That's terrifying. I love that a lot. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, maybe they're like
Mm.
they're part way into the second cycle of dissension.
Yeah. Someone in chat's asking, when the tiles are in place, they form a continuous landmass, right? Is the only sign you're going from one tile to another the sudden change in biome? Yes. And also the feel and temperature is the difference. I think you can very... I mean, a biome change has a temperature change with it. I think those
But like you'll be walking on sand and then there's a clean cut line. And then suddenly you're
Yeah.
walking on a grassland.
Not a lot of fade. There's a fucking...
Not a lot of fade.
It's a sudden change.
And then also the temperatures of the tiles next to each other, like that tile that's like desert to grass, the grass is like a little bit burnt and crispy, you know, like it's interacted a little bit temperature wise with the tile, but it's still like this clean line.
But it's
That
not
has
like a gradual increase in temperature as you get to the desert. It's like, cool, it's a nice 19 degrees, and you cross the tile and it's suddenly 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I love the idea of this as like a challenge as a player, because then you have to like actually kit out your character to be able to cope with multiple environments. I don't know.
Survival roleplay.
Yeah. I love a bit of survival roleplay.
You do love a bit of survival roleplay.
I
Alex, did
do,
you
I
ever...
do.
Rebecca used to do Skyrim, modded runs of Skyrim, where she would add as many mods as possible that made her die from cold, or hunger, or thirst, or get diseases. And she would add like a realistic lighting, so she had to carry a torch around, and she would like...
I had
I
to
remember-
pitch tents.
Yeah, she did.
Because you had to sleep regularly.
I remember sitting down and I was like, oh, you've got a level up. And then I hit the level up button and it brought up that she had 36 level ups that she hadn't spent yet. And I was like, what the fuck? And so I didn't hit anything. And when Bex came back, she was like, oh, I was saving it for when I was dying of thirst and I needed to instantly refill my thirst with the level up bar. I was like, what the fuck?
That's so funny.
Oh my god.
I'm cooked. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, so Bex loves this shit. I started
Yeah.
replaying Morrowind recently, by the way.
Oh, did you? We could
That
play
game
Morrowind
fucking
together.
Slaps. I'll come sit on your couch. We'll play it together.
No, we can mod it. Me and Matt did it. You can play it
Is it-
co-op.
Is it good? Alex, you should play Morrowind.
Yeah, it is. It's
Morrowind's
really
crazy.
good.
It's a good game. It's a good game.
I need to
It
get.
doesn't require a lot of skill. It's a lot of PD.
Ooh.
Okay.
There's no HUD in Morrowind. You just fucking they read a diary entry and it's like, I need you to walk 12 kilometers down the main road south. And then once you reach this, you'll meet a man named Caius, and he'll give you a package. Then you need to take it to this town, to the
And it
east,
will never give you a map marker.
and will never
You just have
remind
to
you.
keep looking at your book.
Oh my god.
It's great.
fucking crazy.
It's
great.
so good.
It's a good game. It's a good game. Anyway, back to this
Questions.
horrific tile that we've made, please.
I want you to think about. I want us to think about if they've been digging down and they're finding new methods of doing things. What are they finding at the lower levels that are making them be able to build the automatons the way they're like? Is there a level of diamond, and that diamond is meaning that they can build?
Yeah, I think.
constructs, or is it lithium?
Yeah, I think.
I don't know. They make batteries.
Part of it is, as they keep going, they find more. They find different resources, and they have to find different ways to use them. And so this whole process has taken thousands of years.
Yeah.
For them to get to where they are at the bottom.
So things like lithium,
Hmm.
maybe diamonds, crystals. Did you say
Yeah,
crystals?
I think crystals is a good idea. Gems of some sort.
Yeah.
Was this factory started by one family? Does it have a silly factory name?
Oh yeah.
I think it's just called the factory.
Right. Right.
The whole thing is super industrial and impersonal.
Yeah. We are the factory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Do they pronounce it wrong though? They go factory. It's just
The factory.
Factory. The fact. Re.
The fact.
Idea.
Or
Oh.
why.
Dumpster is cooking. He's ready to join in.
Okay. Someone's going to all caps. Oh, idea in chat.
Mm-hmm.
You ready? Please, Gumstitch, speak to us. What do you got?
Uh,
I like the idea they're finding things as they go down. I think that's very, very cool.
Spelling it with a PH is pretty good.
Phaktori. Factory. Kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
I think I like Alex's idea of it just being normal. I think it's just factory.
Hmm.
The factory.
Is it too similar to the warehouse though? Is my only concern.
Where everyone gets a bargain.
Yeah.
It was once called the factory, and it had a big sign, and parts of the sign have fallen off, and so it just reads the fact. And now that led to the obsession and religion aspect of the religion being called the fact. Solid idea.
It's pretty
I like
good.
that. I like that.
Copy paste that. Copy
Although,
paste.
yeah.
The Troy. It's just Troy story.
Hi, Daisy. Thank you for the neck.
I think maybe as they went on, it became less about the factory. I think it started out as literally just a factory. They found a little bit of metal, and they worked on refining it and exporting it, and that.
They found some coal. They found some oil.
Yeah, and then basically they had to keep building it downwards. They were like, oh, we need more space. And as they made more space, they discovered more things to make. And that's how it kind of spiraled into what it became.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I like this. There would be lots to uncover here.
Lots of environmental storytelling for sure.
Lots of environmental. It's giving. Now I've forgotten the name of the game. The cat one with the robots.
Stray?
Right?
It's Stray. It's a little bit Stray.
Yeah. I kind of see it.
Is the
Stray was
is the
scary.
is it aesthetically speaking? You know, you date an artist. You know what I'm talking about. Is this like Factory of the Future? Tesla Factory when it gets deep down? Or is this like...
I think in terms of technology, it gets pretty close to modern at the bottom.
Yeah.
But it's just every other factor about it has led to it being different. Like the fact that
Yeah.
it's all entirely underground. They've got these so-called beings above the like downward moving progress of it.
Mm.
So technologically wise, it is probably like somewhere in like the 90s,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
where like it's definitely not modern level, but it's way more advanced than your typical fantasy world.
I'm just
Cool.
getting this image in my head that like all of their like seating and stuff looks like bus seats, you know, like the 90s patterned bus seats.
You
With a
find
horrific carpet.
yeah, you find
Yep,
one of
yep.
the styrofoam cups with like the aqua and purple design across it.
Oh, God.
What a
yeah.
strange artifact.
Oh god, we have discovered it
That's
again.
So
There's like
interesting.
bowling alleys and soda bars
That's good.
everywhere.
I like that because it kind of subverts the, you know, it's like it's not making it Bioshock-esque. It's more like I don't know.
Mm.
Like I think as you go downwards, you can see it progressing in technology.
You literally got like archaeological layers, but it's the other way. The deeper you go, the more advanced it gets. Instead of back in time, it's forward in time. I love that. How many?
That's great.
I'm gonna do some quick math. Hold on.
How many
How
layers?
high is a normal? Yeah.
I'm trying to. Yeah. How many
floor?
layers do you build?
So a floor of a building is about 3 meters, give or take, maybe a little bit less. So
In my
I'm
house,
just gonna go
it needs to be less.
50 kilometers, which is 1,000 meters. That's 50,000.
50,000 divided by 3.
Yeah. So that's about 16,000 floors. A little bit more.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a couple of floors.
that's the. I think what happens, Zane, is that we have to make Alex agree to write the spin-off, just campaign book of this one tile, like
Just
how you were
just
doing it
that.
for Drill City at some point.
Okay, great. Awesome. Terrifying. I hate to imagine how many different weird, horrific automaton societies exist on different floors.
Yeah.
Starting however deep they got before they got AI going.
Is there?
Halfway?
I think maybe as they go down, the floors become higher.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely some that are like, yeah.
15,000.
Like- There's some floors that are like 10 meters high because they needed that much space for whatever they were building at that point.
Or they were
Some of
drilling
them-
out something and it was a huge seam and it cut out this whole area. And
Yeah.
Some of them are like full factory floors with like, fucking forklifts and shit driving around and like corridors and
Yeah.
it's full factory.
Hmm.
I just threw my pen all over. Flip.
Is there any creatures that have also been underground and in this tile? Is there wildlife that would cause issue? Do they have pet beetles? I don't know.
Beetles?
Do they have
I
pet
think there's
beetles?
probably like some sort of earth elementals.
Oh, yeah.
Like they've sort of got earth elemental versions of normal animals.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
As they've sort of maybe they're another branch of automaton.
So these are their like
Or maybe
house
they were
pets,
they-
or
Yeah.
like some of them will be donkeys that are spinning the mechanism to do the thing. Like I see. And creatures for work.
And maybe the very first automatons were like replicas almost of these earth elementals. And that was what inspired them to start making the automaton.
Nice. I like that. I like
So
that a
wait,
lot.
so maybe on the surface level there's earth elementals just in the wild.
coal elementals.
Oh.
I don't know if they're on the surface. I think
Okay.
they're all underground. But I think maybe on like layer 1 underground.
Mhm.
They don't like the sun, or they,
Yeah.
something like that.
They want to have rock on all 4 sides.
Did I tell you guys the story about the D&D party who made an infinite money scam out of the salt dimension? Did I tell you that story? It's not my story. It was on 1D4 channel something. It was a party that found a portal to the salt dimension that was just leaking salt, and there was like a salt elemental that was attacking this town. And they were meant to kill the elemental and then close the portal. But they were like, wait, we can get infinite salt here and sell it. And so they kept the portal open, gave up on the campaign entirely, and then they ran like a business simulator on a way of like starting a town around this thing. People went in to mine salt, bring it back out, shipping and receiving salt.
They
And then
became like spice merchants, but
they were like spice merchants, and then a whole bunch of shit just built off. The DM kept giving them like weird issues for that. Like nightmares showed up because a bunch of hags moved in, and then they decided that they could just sell nightmares to the hags instead and make more money.
oh
It's a
my
fucked up story. I'll see if I
God.
can find it sometime. It's terrifying.
That's great.
It was so stupid.
Gumstitch wants one of the floors to just be an endless factory floor stretching into the distance with the lights running but no machinery whatsoever. Just a box of spare parts for the automatons and nothing that explains the reasoning behind the room.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I think there's so many flaws.
That's a question. Did they put light into the structure?
They may not have.
Maybe eventually.
I think the opposite. Eventually they gave up on light.
Oh, really?
Did they just
Like
turn
they
into
Sports
golems?
sponsors.
They eventually evolved to have perfect dark vision.
I like that. So it's like torch sconces and stuff, and they slowly just phase them out.
Or maybe there's like a curve. Like it starts off torches in the first layers, and then they get like gas lamps, and then like electric light bulbs, and then they're like, actually, no.
No,
Yeah, fuck this.
don't need it.
But I suppose if they started developing more advanced lighting, they wouldn't just give up on it because they'd get used to it.
Maybe it shifted to being personal. They got like robot eyes.
Yeah, it got to a point where it was like, it's not economically viable to keep lighting these floors, so we're going to give each individual person
A light.
night vision goggles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of it phasing out again like a bell curve. I think that's cool. I don't know how we could make that make sense, but...
Well, that's the thing. We just have to... It's just unexplained.
I mean, maybe some floors are still lit really well because the automaton's only job is to keep the light burning.
Yeah.
Maybe they got to a point where the automatons themselves were luminous.
Oi, that's cool. Little glowing robot things. I like that. Like phosphorescent or something. Cool. Alex, I'm happy to talk about this all night. Did you have another idea?
Not really.
Right. Then let's keep jamming on this one. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Or we could throw in some of our other ones.
Oh yeah.
If you want to hear more of the ideas, then you can spitball what you
Absolutely.
think about them.
Come up with ideas that are hard to draw so that Sarah has to...
A real challenge.
Yeah.
I feel like
Something fucked.
Sarah would enjoy the elemental anomaly.
Have you pitched that one to Alex?
I haven't told them that one actually.
Do it.
I'm just labeling it. You start.
All right. So, this is one of the most recent ones that Bex has come up with. It was like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. So, it's like an African-style savanna plains. Lush grasses swaying over large bare patches of earth. And there are 4 giant towering elemental creatures, one of each. Fire, water, earth, air. The creatures have been here as long as anybody can remember, standing in a circle. And they have all their arms kind of held forward, pushing into an empty space directly in the middle. There's a vortex of elements that kind of like pulses with energy and friction, pushing downwards and outwards. That kind of like rolls with different pulses of energy, basically. Animals naturally avoid it. They've learnt that the arcing energies of the four is quite formidable and not worth disturbing. We were trying to figure out kind of what was in the middle. Did we come up with an idea in the end?
It was, well, basically it was a conversation of, are they containing it or are they creating it?
There's
So
pushing.
if the four elementals are like pushing on this thing, and it's creating these vortexes of energies, and they can never actually touch each other because these energies like are stopping them from doing so. So is that because they're trying to close something off, or is that because they're trying to...
Are they holding something prisoner?
Mm.
Are they trying to make something? And if one of them falls for any reason, what happens to the other three?
Because we were talking
like
about
the-
like if the players come by, is it like there's a incredible thing that they need to get, but it's in like it'll fall out of the middle, but they just have to survive the arcs of energy to get there. But
And then once they take it, do the golems wake up and come after them? Or like, you know? And like, do other people live on this savannah and just avoid the area because they know it's dangerous and not worth fucking with?
I had this like originally I was like, maybe there's like a Rafiki kind of character that's sitting in like, oh, you know, like a rock house nearby who's like, don't touch it, I dare you not to. And he's just antagonizing people into like going in there. Maybe because they want to know what it is, but like they're like, I don't want to do it.
I always liked the idea that, excuse me. I always liked the idea that it was like a weapon of some sort that was like locked in the middle that they wanted trapped. They were like, it's dangerous and horrific or heretical, and it should be destroyed. And they're trying to destroy it. Maybe they get there eventually. I always thought that was fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
Something-
or if they're like four elementals, is this sort of where everything, is this the center of everything? For like the four elements that make up the world, is this where like, is this the heart of the
core.
world?
Yeah.
Maybe
So
this tile
basically-
never moves.
Yeah, the world spreads out from here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe it's like some people who use elemental magic could gravitate to this place because it is the center of all.
Maybe. Maybe there's a tribe of elementalists that worship it, that live nearby. I really liked the idea of, I mentioned the first time, like zebra centaurs or like cheetah centaurs.
Yeah.
You know,
That could be cool.
that like
Me and Sarah have a creature that we created called the Gargantor, which is an elephant centaur.
That's awesome. And is it like a
Whoa.
like golem giant kind of creature also?
It's because you know how it's believed that elephant skulls inspired the myth of the Cyclops?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because basically the theory is that the
Oh.
ancient Greeks found elephant or mammoth skulls, and because they've got the big hole in the front, they assumed that was a massive single eye socket. And so it's like a cyclops with these massive tusks, and then it comes down to the body of an elephant.
That's awesome. That's fucking awesome. I love that.
That's really cool.
And if like Genasi exist in this world, maybe this is where they come from.
Yeah.
Like elementally.
Charge.
Oh.
Could be like the tiefling thing too. Like it's like a 1 in 10 or 1 in 50, 1 in 100.
Yeah.
Kind of odds of a person being born as an elementally infused being. You know. I like that. Good reason. Good.
Yeah.
Genasi creation is awesome.
Because
Dix- You go.
I love the idea of populating this, but I still want it to be mostly wild. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm. Maybe there's Genasi animals.
Maybe there's Genasi animals.
Genasi animal.
That's an awesome idea.
So,
That's
like-
really
Like a-
cool.
Like fire zebra.
Yeah.
Fire zebra.
They're like elementally charged. Mm.
Where like they're not fully elementals.
Yeah.
They're just sort of elemental-ish.
Mm.
Ah! Okay, I like this. I like that. I like the idea that, like, maybe there is, like, small groups of people who move here and then one of their kids is born as a Genasi and they're like, whoops-a-daisy, we stay here too
Whoa.
long!
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
in the girls' game world,
Yeah.
the way that plane touch and stuff come about is by being in proximity to a point of convergence, which is like a spot on the world where the boundary between the material plane and one of the outer planes is thinner, and some of that energy leaks through.
Yeah.
So it could be something like that, where things within proximity of these elementals get
Slowly
infused
get.
with their power. Yeah.
Cool. That a lot. I think that's awesome. Mm. Yeah.
But I just have such a strong
Yeah.
image in my head
Aw.
of these elementals all pushing on each other and this, like, chaotic arcing energy in the middle, like, Doctor Who episode Blink. Is that's
Weeping
not
Angels?
the Weeping
It's the Weeping Angel.
Angels.
It's the Weeping Angel one. Yeah, the end of it. That's the Sally Sparrow one.
Hmm.
Hmm.
That's where Wibbly Wobbly Timey Wimey stuff is from.
Yeah.
Ah.
It's kind of a ball of
Wait, you
wibbly
found
wobbly
art for it? You didn't even say anything.
timey-wimey stuff. I just fill it in.
That's
you know,
pretty good. It's pretty good.
I just get something that's vaguely related, and we'll figure it out from there.
The
And this is
robots.
An
Oh.
anchor point question mark.
Yeah, I do like the idea of
I think it's kind of what Alex was saying, like an elemental core kind of thing, or like when you talk about it, you mean like a kind of like a ley line, like convergence point. Is it kind of the vibe?
I like that.
Yeah, and the angels end up deadlocked because all four of them were pushing on the TARDIS side, and then they're all looking at each other when the TARDIS left.
Yeah.
That's how they stopped the angels.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. That is awesome.
I forgot that part of the episode.
Hmm.
Just most of the
So
episode
maybe-
just scared
yeah.
me.
Maybe there's nothing in the middle anymore.
Yeah, maybe there
Maybe whatever
was
was in the middle is long gone, but they're still,
pushing.
yeah.
Ooh.
And if one of them falls, the other three will just like explode
Hmm.
or something.
Or they'll just be like, all right, cool, time to go.
Okay, bye then. Yeah.
Yeah.
That I like this because then it leaves the opportunity open for whatever was in the middle that is left
Could be anywhere.
could come back.
Come back.
And then you have, I can just in my head I can just see it, people being like, a character dies and that's the only way they can go resurrect it. Is if the elements pull them back together again.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's cool. They're also kind of, what was I saying? Like how my one with the automatons, how they aren't magic at all.
Hmm.
It could be like, in this world, you just exist as your like physical self. There is no like soul or anything. So if you die, you can be brought back by just having your physical body recreated from the base elements.
From the base elements.
Wow. Just the chemical formula of a person.
Hmm.
Oh, you make like a clay doll
Well,
of someone.
we have talked about the scattered tiles have become the space before
They're,
death.
they're
You walk
like
them
where
as
your
a
soul
ghost.
goes. Yeah. You go to the lost tiles.
I heard that
when you
one.
die.
Mm-hmm.
God damn.
It's still going.
I haven't got any more.
No.
Since.
That's funny because we're like, I guess if you think about it, we could almost be in a line across the city. To a degree.
Yeah.
And it's funny
Yeah,
how we hear them
kinda.
slightly different.
Yeah.
I have a
What was the
1,500 word essay due tomorrow. Oh my gosh, good luck, Purdy. Thank you for
knock
popping
it out,
in at
Purdy.
all.
Well.
Ah,
Alex, one of
that's
the
cool.
constant questions we have to ask for this is how long has this been here?
Mm.
Because the theory is that there's like, was it here before it was taken? Is this a thing that's like older than that?
Mhm.
Or has this appeared because of the taking? Like, was there a thing here when the tile was taken, and then the elementals came from different places to stop it, and now they're stuck here? Or
Yeah.
are they trying to stop another thing that was here?
Or are they trying to hold something
Already.
closed, like a rift?
Or are they holding something closed? They're trying to hold the tiles still.
Yeah, I think it's more interesting if this tile was taken and there was something here that these four like elemental titans of the world decided the most important thing for them to do
Let's just
was
shut
to
it.
come here and contain it.
But it's gone.
Hmm.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Or at least for all intents and purposes, it's gone.
Hmm.
Whether they succeeded or failed, that's up to, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Something was here before the shift that Zayak, that's our god, found interesting. Because that's the thing, he basically, my reasoning is he's taken all these tiles because something fascinated him about them. I need to stop hemming gods. You know, they have taken something from these worlds because they thought this is inherently interesting.
They came here before the first shift to stop and seal something, and due to the shifting, whatever it was is gone.
But they're locked?
That's an interesting idea. What if they're stuck to the tile, but whatever was in the middle doesn't shift when the tiles shift?
It didn't get... That's interesting.
So it like, at some point the tiles line up again, and then the thing is back in the middle.
Yeah. Like there's two different kinds of fixed points.
Yeah.
Well, if we're talking about it being on ley lines, is it like... It literally has to be...
It's like has to be the perfect cross of shit, and then it's... Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like
All
this thing, whatever it was, is locked in the physical space where it is.
Yeah.
But the elementals are locked to the tile. And so when the tile moves, the elementals move with it. But the thing stays where it is.
Yeah.
I don't know how to write this, Zane. You have to write this.
Okay.
I don't know how to write that.
I can write that. I know. I've got it.
Okay. I understand what the words meant, but I don't know how to write it.
Do the elementals then, like, wander? Like,
Well, maybe they don't.
With every shift, they have to go and find this thing and contain it again?
I kind of like the idea that they don't notice for one reason or another, or they do, but they're stuck.
Because
And,
if
like-
they can't, because they can't release the pressure now, or it's like cataclysmic event.
They like one of them will fall inward, and then all three of them, the energy they've been building or holding, explodes.
Yeah. So now they're locked in this energy embrace until they figure out how to stop the thing that they were trying to stop in the first place.
Hell, maybe they know,
This is
like,
so good.
it will come back, but it is just like it's gonna be 200 years.
Or a fragment of Zayak?
What if this tile is a remnant of what is we're just reading chat, Alex. God's world, and the thing they had been containing was him, or a fragment of him.
Like maybe if this is one of the newer tiles? Hear me out.
This is Biggs's catchphrase.
I'm cooking. What? Okay, so the other gods, this has happened like multiple times, right? He's made multiple iterations of the tiles. The other gods are sick of them taking from their worlds. So one of the gods makes 4 fucking huge elementals, goes, I'm gonna put something interesting that they're gonna want to take, and then I'm gonna try and corner him with the 4 elementals.
Okay. And then the elementals manage to catch a piece of it, and then it gets away from them when the tile goes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what? At some point, the tile will shift back to whatever this thing is.
Yeah.
And then the elementals will be in the right place again to hold him.
Yeah. And I think it's like, you know how we talked about... Oh, where did we write this? Where there was a thing? Oh my god, now I'm like, there's so many ideas.
Alex, your tile, by the way, I hope you know, is tile number 72.
Sorry.
There was the thing that did become part of the liminal. Like, that became Zayek's side bitch. What was that idea, Zane?
You are so fucking...
I am right? I'm not making that up. We made a Zayek side bitch thing that was his own self that he put on the thing, and then we were talking about it.
It was like a self-insert character. It was like a mosaic piece.
So what if this is one of the... What if that's what needs to be tracked?
The idea is the god is called Zayak, Alex, because it's part of the mosaic. So like the tiles
he's
like
the pattern maker. They're making, but there's this whole, like, now that they've lived in this world, and there's now a belief system around Zayak where they're like, it's all about changing patterns. So I was talking to Zane earlier this week when I wasn't sleeping, and I was like, what if it's once a year the temple like smashes all of the mosaics they have worked on for an entire year and then remakes the pattern, because they have to accept change. That's the whole point. They took the tiles. This god says you have to accept change, or I will discard you into the stars, just like the other iterations. And so now they're like, everyone must accept that changing patterns are part of life. Like, it's I don't know.
What? Okay, so it's the boss monster. It's the
boss monster. Okay.
Biggs was playing Elden Ring, and she was like, I need a boss monster. I need an Elden Ring monster in my world.
Oh my god! So this could be just another piece of him, or them, or
Biggs
is
grew
this a
up
second
religious,
one?
and so God is a him. And she
God is a
thinks
him, and I hate it.
otherwise.
I need God to be a woman.
The elementals were sent to steal Zayak because they figured out its plan to fragment the world. The elementals arrived too late. Zayak has already set the mechanism in action. They managed to snag a piece of him just before the first shift. The shifts are running unchecked because Zayak himself is fractured, and throughout the rest of Zekanor, players might find hints to other pieces and appearances.
Yeah, I think the boss is one of them, and then this is another. This is another piece.
I think this thing that they've trapped is like an inanimate object, because I like the idea that it stays in space, and when the tiles shift, it stays, and eventually when it travels back, it will perfectly align to be in the middle. It's like an obelisk or a tower or a...
Maybe the elementals were too late to contain it the first time, but they know that when the tile shifts back to it, it will appear in this exact spot. And so they are just there waiting for it to change back to that spot so that they can contain it again.
I like that. I really like that.
I do like the idea of like a yeah, like you say, it's an inanimate object, but I still like the idea that it's somehow connected to Zayak.
It's like it's a piece of. I think it's a piece of them.
It's like a mosaic obelisk, or
yeah.
I like when you said obelisk. That's a good word. We don't have many obelisks in this world.
When the tiles shift back, the elementals will be in.
But also, what a great fucking quest to go on.
Position. Catch this thing. Right. Now we need a description of what that is. At some point.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be now.
I wonder if it as it fractures under the energies though, it's like little liminal creatures slip out, and that's what the like player group would have to deal with, is all of these like, you know, like all of these walking on all fours like people that are like running towards them and like across the ground with they're like black and white and hazy, and it's just like all of these things slipping out of this mosaic obelisk.
Pieces of the through the cracks of the nothing. Yeah.
Oh, I love world building. So good.
Yeah. That's awesome. I'm a fan of that. All right, Bex, I think you got to pick one more that you want to share with Alex.
Me pick? Oh, I picked that one. Do you want to pick one?
No, you got to pick.
Me pick.
Because I'll never make a choice if I have to. Or Alex, is there anything that Bex has mentioned in ramblings to you that you're interested in?
I've forgotten everything I've ever heard in my life.
I know that exact feeling.
Okay.
Just go on.
Number 62, the Tree of Masks.
Oy.
This is one of Zane's ideas that isn't as fleshed out as well. It's a good wilds.
What was that?
Wait, was it you or was it a guest?
I don't know. I put.
Oh no, this was
name.
Sibs. Yeah, it must have been Sibs. I remember we were both very into this though.
There was a lot of wood tree puns. Anyway, do you want to explain the idea?
So, it's a very creepy, ghostly swamp forest vibe. And there's a hanging tree. You know, like how it like, you know, you watch old medieval movies or they'll have like a tree where the dead bodies are hung. But in this case, it's not people, it's just masks that are hung from the tree. And the masks fall and hit the ground and like will awaken as a creature with that mask face. And they basically will clatter together as like a wind chime. Of like, you know, these like, you know,
it's kind of like they grow on the tree. They're like, the masks are grown from this tree and they fall like seeds to the ground.
Yeah, so they're like a fruit?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah. But
then when they...
Oh, you go.
I was going to say, when they fall to the ground, they appear as like a shadowy kind of mud creature that has the face of whatever this mask is.
It's almost like homunculi, kind of.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing No Face from Spirited Away now.
Very, very that, I think.
Yeah, I think they're definitely pale.
Maybe there's 3 trees and they have like
this was
different...
a joke.
I mean, it started as a joke, but I still think there's something to that. The idea of there's multiple trees. It's not necessarily one big tree. But there was the tree no evil, hair no lethal, or teak no evil. Alex's silent laugh is sending...
So stupid. It's so stupid.
It does sound like a Zelda game thing. It's giving big Zelda energy. It also gives me almost like those like early fantasy films. I'm thinking like Princess Bride and the Fire Swamp, or like the sad one with the horse that dies in the pond.
Never ending story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Betray you.
Atreyu. It's just giving me that kind of energy.
Sean. Yeah. I
Yeah.
always
A
imagine.
bit of Ko the Face Stealer avatar.
Oh.
Yeah, he lives in a tree or under a tree, right? Yeah. Go the face tail is also terrifying. It always, the little creatures that rise always make me think like slightly tribal. Like they go and find like a little spear and then they try and live their like, it's like this terrible life being this tiny creature trying to like
Survive
in
the swamp. Yeah.
Are they? They're called
Yeah,
Kodama.
It's a hard scene.
Kodama.
Hang on.
Yes, they are. Japanese folklore.
Yeah, the little Japanese spirits.
Tree
Oh,
spirits.
maybe this is the energy of this area. I mean, like with the ghost, like white masks and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've just found an image here that is like perfectly it.
Oh.
Is it the one I don't know if you can see the trailer board, Alex. Is it that one?
Oh.
I can't. It's got like 3 trees.
Yeah.
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 Oh
It's
my
fucking
God.
horrifying.
Yeah. So they like the trees grow these fruit that are masks, and then when they're like ripe, they drop, and the seed or whatever
Yeah.
like spreads its tendrils out into the earth and like picks up a little clump of mud that becomes like
Little guy.
the body.
Yeah. But we couldn't think of like, is there a purpose? Are they intelligent? Is the tree trying to communicate?
If someone took a mask before it fell, what would it do to them if they put it on?
Yeah, like do they wear it? I had this thought that it was like the tree trying to find help. It's like sending these little spirits out to try and go on these little, and like you could be an adventuring party of just little tree spirits that were trying to get out of the forest to try and get some help, or is it bad? Is it evil? Is it horrific? Someone in chat says, like, does it have to have a purpose?
What if it's both? What if it's like this very peaceful place where the mask fruit drop and create these little forest spirits, but then like if a person comes and touches one of these fruits before it reaches the ground, then it full on like face huggers them.
Yeah.
And instead of the tendrils going out and grabbing earth, the tendrils go out into the person.
Yeah.
And so maybe there's undead there that are just like the bodies of people who have gone there and tried to take
made the
fruit.
wrong decision.
Yeah, and so there's just these masked bodies wandering around.
Oh, that's kind of fucking sick.
Hell, what if the mask doesn't leave the tree? Like if they touch it, they get sucked up and
they
hang
do
from
become
the
a hanging tree
via this mask.
Oh, that's horrific.
Yeah. An unripe fruit. An unripe mask fruit.
Going from unnatural horror to body horror, great. And is this, like, I guess in my head, is this just a tile to cross, or is this a tile to go to for something? Like, what else?
Oh no. Maybe it's said that something from this tree, like, has knowledge. Maybe it knows.
Maybe it knows. Maybe it can talk out the mouths on the tree, but as soon as those mouths drop, or like, that knowledge is gone.
Maybe it can only speak through taken people.
I'm listening to a...
That's like the only way it gets knowledge, and that's the only way it can speak. Is through, like, ew, that's gross, but kind of cool.
I'm listening to a playthrough of a Pathfinder adventure. And there is a tree that basically contains the memories of all the dead people of the village. So when someone dies, they are like given to this tree and then become absorbed by this tree. and then it's just got all these fruit that are just the heads of the people, and you can speak to them.
Great. Terrifying. I love that.
And it's giving me similar vibes to that.
Yeah.
I love a fucked tree.
Hmm.
I love a fucked tree. Hell yeah. Well, I feel like we've done some awesome progress today.
That is great.
I've had a blast.
I'm glad.
Yeah. I feel like this is good as well to like bring you in, and you knew some of the stuff, but then like me and Zane have to go, okay, there is actually reasoning to our world, and we have to like actually kind of show justification
Okay, so-
for stuff, and we're like, oh, the fact
There's
that
some
the
fucking
world,
logic here.
yeah,
Hmm.
the world is getting so big now, I'm forgetting corners of it is quite crazy.
The best bit is the one you forgot is literally like 4
The one
ideas
I
back.
came up with.
It's like so recent.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Fucking awesome.
That might be
Alex,
the day I
thank you
was sick.
so much.
Yeah, thanks for
Thank
being
you so much
here,
for
Alex.
coming on, for joining us. And if you
Oh,
get
yeah.
any more ideas, we would love to have you back.
Yeah,
I'd love to come back.
in the
Yeah.
Discord now, you're part of the exclusive group of guests.
Ooh.
So that chat is there for guests to talk to each other and
Mhm.
muse on ideas that they've
Idea.
had.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
So if you have more ideas and you want to like throw it in there, and then we can always review it, even if you can't be here on a follow-up stream.
Mm.
Like an A, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
It's like walking in on 2 conspiracy theorists in the nest of newspapers and red string and having them explain it all to you. We're doing that one scene from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
fucking,
Yeah.
fucking wall. of
That's
shit.
And I've
us.
brought in my own board as well.
It's
That
a brilliant.
should-
Yeah.
My
That
own
should be one of
entirely
our-
separate board.
Yeah.
There's that awesome picture of you doing that for the fucking
For Dragon
Heist. Alex and I, we did that fucking Dragon Heist campaign, and we had a fucking conspiracy board. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
It was
Oh my
great.
god.
It was beautiful.
You
It
need
was
to- you need to
shit
do that again.
everywhere. Would
Damn.
love to.
Yeah.
Would love to. Oh my god.
Dragon Eye slaps.
Yeah.
Oh, we were we mentioned this last night. I don't know if we guys, if you have weird table traditions, we want to hear about them, because me and Alex, we have our group for girls game has like such weird table traditions now. Like
We have an opening and closing ceremony.
we have
Tell
an
me.
opening and closing ceremony. You know, like most tables go like we always sit in the same spots if you're doing IRL. You know, like everyone has to sit in the. There's like a weird thing that happened to our Four Quarters group. Everyone had to sit in
It
the same
was-
places, or it felt weird.
On the right
Yeah.
chair.
Yeah, on the right, on the yoga ball.
Mm.
But for our, I don't know, I can't even remember how this started. Oh no, I
Neither
think
can
I was talking to you guys about how me and my sister used to knock things over, and then we'd be like match pitch, and then we went, hee. And so
And so,
it's part of it now.
I'm sorry.
opening and closing a girls' game session is now.
Oh, it's not picking up on
It's a-
Discord. You have to knock a glass.
You tap a glass.
Yep.
You match pitch,
You go, hee.
and then
Sorry.
Roll some dice. Roll some dice.
you roll your dice, and then
Girls game. You have to whisper it.
Yeah.
Girls game.
and so
that
we
one-
all do that at the start and end of every session.
Yeah.
Wow. It's like a cult.
It
You have it in
is so
reverse?
weird.
It's like saying hello and goodbye to a Ouija board. You know.
Yeah. And we have to do it now, or it feels like we're starting the game wrong. Because we're like, oh,
Oh,
it's-
God.
it's become a thing. But the other element is that when me and Lauren leave, because we do this game at Alex's house, wait, so me and Lauren are in the car, and we're like, bye! And then Alex and Sarah stand there, arms
We
around
do-
each other, and do the grandpa wave in the
The
driveway.
grandparent wave.
It's so
You know when you're leaving your
funny.
grandparents' house and they just stand there and wave at you until you're out of eye
Out of
line.
eyesight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
So they do that to
Awesome.
me and Lauren while we drive.
The Shining Twins.
Yeah.
D&D
Hi,
somehow
Captain.
breeds
You don't need
this
to.
kind of shit.
It
Yeah.
does.
It's like
It's
Four
such a
quarters
ceremony.
every time we wake up in the morning, you have to wake up either feeling like P. Diddy or take
Or
a
if you
step outside.
Yeah.
Or you step outside. Those are
And
the two options.
Those are the two ways you can wake up in the
There
forequarters.
is the
Yeah.
other thing about four quarters is every time we start that session, you guys go last time on, and then you come up with the weirdest shit.
Oh,
And it's
yeah,
just
it'll be
like
like-
out the gate. You'll
The
be like
forequarters
last
are
time.
Netflix original.
Yeah.
Yeah. The four quarters on
Yeah.
BBC.
Yeah. Last time
Four
on
quarters
AMC
brought to you
is
by
Four Quarters.
Marty TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Four quarters.
And we
Okay, so
pretend
Radio
we're
New Zealand
sponsored by
to Four
someone.
Quarters.
We have to get a
Yeah.
new person every week to sponsor us and to host our
yeah.
show because we can't.
God.
It's such dumb traditions.
Four quarters brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. Like,
I'd like to thank
yeah.
our sponsor, Raycon.
yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, D&D
But-
needs that kind of shit.
D&D
So-
does, and you know, thanks to our forever DM as well, because apparently it's just your tables that get extra cultism to them.
He does
It's,
it. Goes well.
it's my charm.
Yeah. I mean, D&D birthed your guys' good trip at
That's
joke
so
True.
true. They don't know about
Yeah.
good trip, Alex.
as well. So
Ah, that's
That
so
was
never
really
funny.
great.
never ends. Yeah. First time I made a D&D player character cry, these two had to go for a walk.
It was real uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was
know,
fucking bad.
we were
It
just
was
like,
so bad.
we're gonna go.
And me and
You were
Alex
like,
were
I
like,
need to grab something from my car. And I
we
was like,
just
I'll
left.
come with you. Because I don't want to be in this room.
After you go.
Yeah.
Ah.
And so, yeah, we went out to your car, and there was like a
Went to the
dude
car.
out there smoking.
Yeah.
And then, and then on the way back, he was like, oh, good trip? And we're like, yeah,
Yep. Great trip.
sure.
I swear he thought we went to the car and took drugs. So
Yeah.
Got high and then left.
we were having
Yeah.
a good trip. And we were like, yeah, man, it's a great trip. Good trip,
Fucking
eh?
awesome. Jesus.
So
Then
that
we
is
kept
now
walking around for a while. Oh,
Rebecca and I's standard greeting.
yeah. A greeting, and sometimes we say it when we leave as well.
Yeah,
When I drop you off after Delta Green, we're like, good trip. Yeah,
Yeah.
great trip.
good trip.
Good trip.
Ah.
Oh, silly. It's
So dumb.
awesome.
That's true. And one
Yeah.
of our long-running games with Quinesta, we had Gwyneth Paltrow jokes a lot. It was like,
Goop?
yeah, we talked about goop often.
Like vagina scented candles?
Yeah, we were talking about the eggs, I think, one time, and
Oh.
then it was just like, wait, this is a thing, and then we were talking to someone who in the group who didn't know about goop, and then it just became like a reoccurring joke that we had to talk about goop and Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah. You know about all these, Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
Terrible.
You got to go as a company to do shrooms. You know, it's actually for the best of
Yeah.
the growth as the company.
Yeah.
You know, and now there's a Goop Shrop franchise in the D&D world.
There is, certainly is.
Oh no!
Oh.
My favorite is canonically Gnome Depot is a real place in D&D.
No Depot. Well, Captain, you don't know what goop
That's
is.
a lot. Oh, Captain. Hey,
Ugh.
you've heard of? Do you know JonTron? JonTron does a great breakdown of Goop.
Yeah,
Um,
don't try to
highly
YouTube.
recommend.
But Goop is Gwyneth Paltrow's company where she makes products that are always kind of questionable.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'd say the most infamous one is the vagina scented candle.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah.
it smells
It
like
is.
her.
Yeah,
And in
specifically
particular.
Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina scented candle.
And it looks like it too. Like it's molded. It's like not okay.
Oh god, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, you don't want to see it.
Don't Google
It's
it.
not. Don't Google it. But it's.
You know, she really be out there being weird.
Captain said, "Who?" Question mark.
Oh,
Well,
she's an actress.
Gwyneth Paltrow. I don't even know what got her famous. What did she do?
She was
What
just.
she in?
She was just.
She's a person. She's an actress.
Was
I
it?
don't know.
She's the voice of Fiona in Shrek, right?
No, the other
she?
person. Captain
She? No, she might be.
wasn't.
She was an
Oh,
Iron Man.
JonTron. JonTron is a YouTuber.
She was in Seven.
JonTron. John Tron.
Shakespeare in Love, The Talented Mr. Ripley.
Oh, is she in the Talented Mr. Ripley?
She did Emma, a 1996 version of Emma.
Catherine
Don't
Diaz.
ruin my Jane Austen like. Oh, you're thinking of. I am thinking of Cameron Diaz. Gwyneth Paltrow. Ah. Honestly, I think
If
her
anyone-
career's dormant at this point. But
Yeah.
Because of
I
Wyatt.
need to go make dinner.
you know what? That's okay. It's 8:30. We normally wrap up about this time.
Mm.
Cap. I could raid out, but I'm not gonna lie. I've had like a weird headache all day, so I think I'm just gonna call it here, team. But it's been so fun. Alex,
Mhm.
thank you so much for bringing your energy into this project.
Thanks for having me
An
on.
absolute pleasure.
Be sure to invite you to more things in the future. Feel free to
Yeah.
chat
I
with the
may
other
be back.
guests. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna be in my area tomorrow? Oh goddamn.
Mm.
But yeah,
See you
I
around.
gotta work tomorrow and Saturday, so I think we should all just call it adieu.
Yeah.
Go bonsoir. And you know, girls game. Girls game. Thank you, everyone. Bye from
Alright.
Sekanori and Illy.